Anime is extremely popular the world over. Many of us enjoy watching things like shonen, action, and the like. However, I tend to like older anime, like Akari and Perfect Blue. Older animes don't shy away from things like violence, sex, and gore. Far cry from cartoons here in the West. One night I had a friend over. We had this tradition that every month we'd get together, binge watch anime for the entire night. As we brainstormed which anime to binge, one of my friends suggested something very obscure. Saki Sobanashi. All of us were puzzled. What is so obscure about it? I asked. Well, for starters, it can be found on the deep web, on a hentai gore site, according to my brother who gave me instructions on how to get there, which I had written down. My brother is an avid explorer for the deep web, and secondly, the story behind it is much more scarier than the anime itself. I'll save that for a story for when I get to finish with it, at least around 30 minutes. Alright, I guess, I responded. My other friends were ecstatic about it as well. After some time setting up the PC and whatnot, my friends proceeded to search for a video based on the instructions. He found it within 20 minutes of intense search and fierce scrolling. There it was, Saki Sobanashi. My friend explained it was an anime animated around the 80s and that it was very cheaply made. We all thought nothing of it really, but oh boy, we were wrong. First 15 minutes. The anime opened up with 9 girls stuck in a large bathroom without doors, windows, or mirrors. Only one faucet was drawn. These girls were all animated into a similar fashion, with only their hair being distinguished. Bear in mind, absolutely no effort was put into this. All of the movement came from their mouths, and shots were all the same. One of them was sitting together in a group, and the rest were similarly individual shots, with their hair being changed. What's more, it had no audio, only subtitles in Japanese which were translated to English. It is not known how they got there in the first place, but one could piece together theories based on their life stories. As an example, one of the girls, who had a hem blonde haircut, was the daughter of a Zakuza member, while the other, same face but with black hair and no bangs, was of a well-established politician. Think what you want of the information, but I can care less. This is the least important information. The mood of the anime starts out very positive. These girls, despite their circumstances, have hope that they'll find a way out. One was religious. She cited about how beliefs in God gave her a promise of a happy ending. The 2 others, with powerful parents, believed they'd find them just in time. Everything happens for a reason in life, one said. At this point, I thought it was pretty odd. They'd act so calmly considering their situation, but my friend assured me to go with it. The girls told philosophical stories to each other. The screen faded to black. Last 15 minutes. A red text appeared in Japanese. Translated to English, it said, 5 days later. At this point, the girls looked like they were starving. Their eyes were as lifeless as their body. As it turns out, none of them had eaten for 5 days. The blonde girl with the Heim cut even mentioned that she couldn't go to sleep out of hunger and pure fear. After a silent montage of each of the girls, the screen cut to the blonde girl screaming and yelling, the only audio throughout the whole video. My God, it sounded so authentic. The girl proceeded to smash her head into the wall. I lost count of how many times she did it. What shocked me the most was that none of the girls bothered to help her. My God, the drawings were so precise despite how cheaply made it was. Only a madman could have made this. Suddenly, the montage started yet again. This time, it cut to one of the girls scratching her neck intensively, letting out as much blood as she could. A few other girls followed. The girl with black hair asked one of the girls to drown her in the sink, because she simply couldn't do it herself. I witnessed her being held down by her friend as she drowned. The anime ended with a shot of the girls lying down on the bathroom floor, all of them dead. The screen then faded to black. What the hell, man? Shouted one of my friends. We were all shocked, but we kept our composure. Honestly, I was pretty desensitized to this stuff. Same. However, I wasn't prepared, my friend explained afterwards. The truth was, the anime was written and mostly drawn by a serial killer who had lurked the shadows of Japan beginning in the 80s. The anime was supposedly created before he drugged and trapped these innocent girls in the bathroom. But it was said that the audio of the blonde girl screaming was one of his previous victims. It is estimated he took around 6 years, starting in the late 70s, to complete the animation by himself, which could explain the cheap quality of it. He was never found. The only thing found was the infamous bathroom alongside the bodies with the tape containing the anime. For a long time, the anime was stored away only to be rediscovered in 2018 after a leak. It was theorized the police preserved the tape digitally for further study. Due to censorship, you couldn't find it on the regular web. Anyway, the only reason I wrote this was to bring attention to the case, and hopefully, they'll eventually catch whoever did this and bring justice to the innocent murdered girls.